Hello and welcome to my latest episode. It's been a hot minute and slightly longer than I expected, but it's in part because, well, Jingle Ball was last week, so there's that, and also because I've been very sick. This may show up throughout throughout this episode, and this is kind of been the first I've been, well, not totally over everything, but better than I was Thanksgiving. We went home for Thanksgiving and I saw my lovely nieces and nephews and all of my cousins, and yeah, I got sick. What did you expect? But, we're back. It's December. I need to update you on everything that I did in November because there is a lot of stuff to catch you all up on. And then, let's see. I think that's going to be mostly it. I think I'm going to have enough. I'm going to be talking quite a bit with just what I have done. We might lightly touch on plans, but I am planning on filming an end of the year whip parade near the end of the year. Surprise, surprise. So you'll get to see a lot of these things again in the next extra. So before I get started, I wanted to go through, and since the last time I almost forgot to mention people, we're going to try and mention people at the beginning so I don't forget at the very end. Thank you to Cross Stitch the Globe, who mentioned me, I think in their 30 free patterns one, where they were like, oh yeah, she did this free one and it's done. Yes. Nora's stocking, that's actually one of the things that I started and finished this year. Yay. So thank you for that. If you are interested in knitting, aka Nora Knits is a really great one to watch. She's really fun. She's she's been doing it almost 2 years, I think, now. But, like, a relatively new knitter. Not, so, like, 1 to 2 years. Does a bunch of different projects. Really neat. It's interesting to see, like, her thought process and, like, how she budgets for certain things and, like, how she knits. And she does it every week, so that is also nice. We had 4 people that I wanted to mention that had some really neat cross-stitching stuff. So Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World, she recently did a finish parade where she took about 100 things that she had finished and fully finished them. And that was impressive. Yeah. Very impressive. Great thing to watch if you want ideas on how to finish things, etc. The Recovering Book Hoarder has been putting out a couple of videos where she's been going through and pattern diving, essentially. So going through and going through and picking out what pattern she wants to do for next year, because she has certain goals, and so she's been going through her digital and her magazines and print, all those things. So that's been really neat to see. Catherine Stitching Chronicles has Bella Filipina. If you like fancy ladies, Bella Filipina is doing a stitch along, and she is doing a part of that. I think it's the Sirens one. That's been really neat to see. And the final thing where I've watched some stuff is Caroline from Caroline's Stitching Corner, or Stitch Corner. She has been going through her Advent. She has a couple of different Advents, and one of them was the Evertote one, and that's been really fun to see. So those are some of the people that I've been watching. If you happen to see this and want to go watch them too. So let's start off with things that I have finished. I have not finished anything that I have knit. well, rephrase. I did finish some things that I've knit, but they're kind of an ongoing process. So you'll see the one that I'm working on right now. But I finished like 5 of the hats, so you'll be able to see kind of what it is. Other than that, none of my knitting is finished. But I did have some cross-stitch finishes. So, what did I finish cross-stitch-wise? I finished... Oh, it's underneath stuff. I finished the stitching. I have not fully finished because I need to put the backs on these things. But I have finished Christmas presents. Christmas presents for people. Specifically people I'm related to. So I have the ornament for my mother that is done. Come on, focus on the ornament, not on me. Are we just refusing? Is this what we're doing, camera? Okay, fine. Let's see if I shift the light a little bit. No, I don't want me. Don't take me. Find the thing. Okay, my autofocus is not working today. Anyways, this is a Pinecone Mill Hill kit. It's supposed to be a magnet. I changed it into an ornament, used the extra beads to create the bead loop. So, this one was fun. It's got some nice, fun, bobbly, shiny bits. So that's my mother. My grandmother is getting the Paisley tree, which was fun to do. This was one of my Jingle Ball projects. So I got it finished. Did I finish this during the Jingle Ball? Yeah, I think I did. I think I finished all the stitching on this one during the Jingle Ball. So start and finish. Yay! If you actually want to see like closer ups and better pictures of my projects, either fast forward to the end or stick around and listen to me to the end. Either way, at the very end I will have basically better pictures of everything taken with the camera. I'm not figuring out how to put it in. Well, I could put it in, but it's a pain. So I put them all at the very end. So if you actually want to see better pictures, it'll probably be like the last 2 to 3 minutes will be a slideshow essentially of all of the different finishes or all of the different projects that I have. So it'll have all of the finishes and things and works in progress. So you'll be able to see it a little bit better. Next one I have is coffee. So this is one of the ones for my sister. I then have a takeout. So sister-in-laws. We have a mug. Once again, a sister-in-law. And then I have all of the pieces stitched, but not assembled because I need to do things with the backs before I want to... Yeah, this is a multi-step process. But I have a stocking for my brother. So it had this really cute little gift. A candy cane. The stocking. The fringe for the stocking, and so they all should essentially go in together and they'll get stitched together like about so. But it's assembly required, so it's not done yet. Needs to get worked on. Will be worked on. All these things need sent at some point. Anyways, so those I think are all of the finishes that I've had. So this brings me to my whips, of which there are many. So, start with knitting, because I have fewer knitting whips than I have about anything else. So my first whip. So whips are works in progress for people who are wondering what I am saying. So my whip that I have here is my oatmeal sweater, which if you've been following me, you've seen me working on this last time. I have finished the body. I just finished that today. So I finished the body, and at the bottom here, it's a double rib, and then I rearranged it to do an Italian sewn bind off on the bottom because I like that particular finishing technique. And I am very happy with it so far. So I have yet to do the collar, and I have to put on sleeves. But it's coming along so well, and I love the cables and all of the texture that are on this. And with this really dark purple color, yes, it doesn't show it as nicely as if it was a like white one, but it's a really nice subtle texture, and I love this one so much. I need to finish it. So I've been actually working on this as part of a knit along or a cal, kind of like a stitch along, but instead of stitching, you're knitting. And I think it's done tomorrow technically, so it's not going to be finished in time for it, but I did knit along during it, so it's getting counted. The next thing that I have knitting wise is let me move things. Ha! This one! So I have another baby beanie on the needles. I'm pretty close to getting this done. Goal is to get this one done today. That way I keep up with my knitting one a week, kind of what I've been trying to do. I'm doing pretty well. Oh. And the final thing that I have on my needles that I have worked on is my Easy V sweater. So I think last time you guys saw this, I had just like split for my sleeves, and now I am almost ready to start my rib at the bottom. I think I don't know, did I switch? I may have switched balls. Yeah, so I am, I think, either at my ribbing point or very close to my ribbing point on the bottom, and then I just gotta do sleeves because the collar is already done on this guy, which is nice. So yeah, two sweaters are gonna be done fairly soon because they just have like sleeves and finishing details to do, which is really nice. So that is all of my knitting. That is not all of my works in progress. I have more. So now that we have finished all of our knitting stuff, let's get into the cross stitch. There's a lot. I have been doing a ton of cross stitch over the last month and like a week or two, because it, like I said, it's been a little bit longer than I was anticipating. Thank you, cousins. But I have many things that I'm working on. So we're gonna start with what's in front of me and kind of work our way around that. I think we're gonna try and push one of the things that has given me so many of my stuff till the very end. Hopefully I managed to get this right. But the first thing that I have as one of my works in progress is this. It's the Charmed Stocking, Holidays Stocking by Mill Hill. It's another present. I have started the stitching on the stocking. So, got the stocking to finish and then the 3 parts. So hopefully by the end of today I will have gotten this one at least all stitched and beaded. We'll see. But that is my goal. That is my aim. My aim is to get it all stitched by the end of today. We'll see. The next thing that I have in here is, oh, there's a bit of yarn. Oh, and my knitting needles. I want those later. I have... where is it? Here it is. I think this is new since the last time I talked. So I have this. So this, and if I showed it last time, I've forgotten. This is my Make It Murder SAL. I have started the guy's body for it. I need to work on this. It technically ends in February. We'll see if I actually get it finished in time. But I have one other project in here. And let me see if I can find... there we go. So, this is the Roilis Kit, and it is compass. Very simple. But it has like a compass rose in the center, and it has the different seasons of the different wind directions. So last time I know I had the compass finished, and so the compass is done, and now I started to work on the bottom. We got some of the anchor done and the sand that all goes around it. So making progress on it. And this was my project at the Stitch Along on Friday. Not Stitch Along. Stitch Night. Sip and Stitch at the Prairie Rose Needle Workshop in Ames, if anyone is interested. Okay, so that was all in that bag, so let's start this pile. Speaking of the Jingle Ball, I took 2 classes. I took the Jeanette Douglas class and the Blue Flower Festive Forest class. So, I started Festive Forest. I did not get anywhere close to finishing it before class. I still have a bunch to do on it. This is going to be fun. I am not stitching it on the called for fabric. Mine is, I think the called for is like this light blue gray color. I'm doing it on a green pistachio by Fiber on a Whim. So, first change. Second change, any of the specialty floss that was not DMC. So the DMC I'm keeping as DMC. Anything else I am substituting as I wish. And not using the DMC conversion for it. So I have a number of flosses that I have acquired through like large destashes where someone was like, here's all the things. And so it has like some overdyed cottons and other things in there. And so I went through and I pulled things from that stash and was like, that color will work there. So yes, my color, I do have a color conversion. I don't think anyone will be able to do the same thing as me because I don't actually know on all, like some of these floss have no names. Like they have no manufacturer, they have no names. Sometimes it was literally just a hank of floss that was in there. Sometimes I have like a number, but nothing else associated with it. Yeah. So, once I get more than that done, and you actually can see the larger one, don't ask me for a what I use for a floss conversion, because I don't actually know. But the classes were really good. Enjoyed them. So this was the piece for the first class that I did not finish that homework. I should work on that homework. The second class, you didn't have to do homework for it beforehand, but it involves specialty stitches, and I started it on here. This is I believe 25 count Laguna blackboard. I started a project and despised the thread for it, so it is getting reused as something else. I started some of the specialty stitches, so there's a, is it like Montenegro ladder on the outside. There's some satin stitches for the border, which I messed up on already. I'm not ripping it out. I am modifying. So, yeah, it's off. That's okay. It can be off. We'll make it work. I have, like, the few lonely cross stitches in the trunk ready, and then, I don't remember what the fur, but the leaves are a different specialty stitch. I think there's, like, 7 or 8 different specialty stitches in this thing. So, it's gonna be fun to go through and learn all these specialty stitches. Like, learning them in class was fun. It's gonna be fun to go and actually use them on a piece. Once again, another where I just chose colors that I wanted. It'll end up probably being a silver and blue. This is the plan for said piece. And yeah, I think this is another one where it's like, it was leftover floss from like kits and things like that. So I don't know if it will actually be actually able to do anything besides like, yeah, it's pretty. Nobody else can replicate it, because like you would have to have the exact same thing that I had, and that may or may not happen. The next thing that I've been working on is this. This one I've actually been very diligent with. So this is my 100 circles. Name says it all. 100 circles. It's a black work project, and I am... Ooh, let me count the circles, and I can tell you exactly how much percentage I am done with it. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. I am 42% done. I have one more circle, and then I get to move my hoop again. But this, like, I do this every day. And it's just one circle every day in whatever new color and new pattern. It is so much fun. I am thoroughly enjoying it. I like I said, I have that one, and then I will be done. So that is my circle for today. If you actually want to see slightly more frequent updates, if you follow me on Instagram, it's Turnbull's Threads at Instagram, you'll actually be... I put them up fairly regularly in my story. But yeah, I'm on track to finish this by like early February. So happy with this one. It's so much fun. If you want to see a little bit more of it stitched, and go and check out like a video or two back in Thread Gremlins. So who was it? I think it was Elizabeth from Thread Gremlins who's been working on this. She's doing it on white. So instead of a black, she has a white background. Same concept. She's the one who I saw it and was like, ooh, I need to do this. So, enabled. But I'm so happy with that one. So that is that one. Oh, I didn't bring the pattern. I'm going to briefly mention this because I think I put a couple more stitches in since the last time I showed it. Evanora, Nora, Corbett. Working on the hat. This one is not one that I'm doing a ton right now because it's on a dark background. And I really work best on it when it's like bright outside, and today it's iced and gray, and yeah. Not something that I'm going to be working on right now. The next one that I'll show is this. So Winter Deer. It's a bookmark kit by Povitrulya. This is the bookmark, what I've gotten done of it. I've actually gotten a good chunk done. I'm quite happy with it. This was a kit that was given to me, and basically they wanted me to do a review in exchange for getting it. Quite happy with said kit. It's going well. I am doing it stitching in hand, and I think I'm using the sewing method for doing it. I'm not entirely sure what the sewing method is, but if I'm correct in what I'm thinking, the sewing method would be where you don't like flip, like you push the needle through the fabric and it goes down the hole, down where you intend, and comes basically straight back out. So you don't do like this number. So like you would push it in and then pull it out and then push it back in and pull it out in order to get from one side to the other is typically how I do it. And I think I'm using the sewing method because instead of doing that, I'm basically like pinching the cloth and just sticking the needle straight through and pulling it. I think that is what the sewing method is. But if I am wrong, please let me know in the comments. Anyways, if it's not the sewing method, whatever method I'm using, somewhat my own made up stuff then, if it's not that. That's what I've been using on this because it is a bookmark and so it doesn't fit very well nicely in a hoop. And I have noticed that for some reason I somehow managed to not like using a hoop and doing the normal one. Typically, like, yeah, there's some shifting in the threads and you usually end up with one that's a little bit longer than the other, but not like noticeably. This one I've noticed that like just doing whatever method, the sewing method, I guess. I'm calling it the sewing method. The sewing method, I end up with one tail that's significantly longer than the other one. And I don't know how I'm doing that. But I am. It's interesting. It does come with plenty of threads, so it's not like I have to scrimp and save on everything. But yeah, I don't know what I'm doing that's making it do that. I was very confused. So, one project down. Another project that I have that I'm working on is this one. So this is a full coverage, small full coverage, but full coverage one, The Dark Hedges, or The King's Road by Stephanie Craig Moya from Cross Stitch the Globe. This is from her Fire and Ice pattern book, I believe is what it is. Yeah. It doesn't say what it is, but I got this when she kind of first released it because I thoroughly enjoyed the look of a number of patterns in this one. So I finally started one, and I started out with a smaller one, The Dark Hedges. So, that being said, I have a needle. This is where I've gotten so far on it. So I have a good chunk of that corner done. It's all dark colors so far, but it's really actually starting to turn out. Like, I think I'm close to the halfway point here and here. So like this section is probably about a quarter, roughly a quarter of the design. And I'm very happy with how it's looking so far. Have more to do, obviously. I haven't been focusing it on as much. The next one that I have is this. So, is this the, yeah. This. So this is the Christmas Advent by Forbidden Fiber Co. It's reindeer games. There is what their Advent stitch along is. I started it and rapidly discovered that I do not enjoy that particular style of stitching. I already had a slight miscount in there, and I don't know what stitches are around it, so I don't know what it's going to need to be fudged around it, and because I do a bunch of my stitching like based off of stitches around things, so like once I have my first one in, I tend to count off of like whatever that is, and when I'm doing, I tend to do like a strand of a color. I don't necessarily color complete an entire color in a piece. That's not necessarily what I'm doing, but I do like to, like, whatever length of thread that I have, I like to complete that strand before moving on to something else. So this style where you're doing like this mystery stitch along, and so you have like, you only get a color and then they add the next color and they add the next color, which makes sense, understandable, but it involves a lot more counting, and you don't have the helpful like one thing in. You could do like a strand and then build off of that. So I found it very frustrating to do. So I abandoned it after the second day. I didn't complete the second day. I've done the first day and part of the second day, and decided that yes, no, we're going to wait until the very end when I have the entire pattern, and then we'll come back to this. Because I do want to come back to it. I think it'll be a cute pattern, at least what I've seen from each day. But yeah, no, I appreciate people who can do those SALs, but I don't know that I will ever be able to do something like that. So like the Deadly Aquarium, etc., which I really do want to do that pattern at some point, but I think those kind of SALs I will probably buy once they're finished. That way I will be happy doing it instead of very frustrated when I'm like, okay, so I couldn't count off of that. That's annoying. So, learn something new about my stitching. And then I have what? Oh, that's a plan. I think I have just this to talk about, and then we get to talk about November stitching. So I've been working actually a ton on this. So this is Artiste Tribal Love. That's what the pattern is supposed to look like, and I actually have done a ton of this so far. So I have been filling in the letters, and I have been super enjoying it. And yeah, I'm almost done, I think. Like, I'm getting very close to being done with all the inside of the letters, and then it'll be the arrows, and then the back stitch, and then I get to move my hoop, and it should be a very short, like, because there's just a teeny tiny bit of the design above and a teeny tiny bit of the design below, and it'll be done. So hopefully this one will get finished soon. That'd be nice. Get one thing off of my to-do list, because as you will you'll find out in a second, I added a bunch of whips. So speaking of adding a bunch of whips, let's talk about them. So November was Nora November, so I was doing basically a new start Nora November, very similar to what I did for Mermaid. And so I had 30 Nora Corbett patterns that I started in the month of November. I know I showed some on the last floss tube, but I don't remember which ones I showed, so they're all getting showed because they've all been in a pile. So not a ton is done on any of these, as you would guess, because it's just a start. But we will start going through them. So the first one that you'll see is I started the Christmas Eve couriers. I did actually all of the Christmas Eve couriers, so you will see all of them. That was the last thing I did in November before we went into December, so it was a really nice transition. So first, Santa's sleigh. You just have a teeny tiny little start, but there it is, teeny tiny. And the second one from that is Cupid. So that's Cupid. And let's see which direction. It's probably this way. So there's Cupid's start. So Cupid and Santa's sleigh is begun. And I'm doing it on Under the Sea from Grace Notes Fabrics. It's a 28 count linen. The next two, keeping in line with the Christmas Eve couriers, also it's another Grace Notes Fabrics. It's Oceans Apart. Same count linen. So we have that. So this is the start of Blitzen. So Blitzen started, nice red reins on him. And then Comet is this one. More. Comet. So, Comet. And then we have that belongs with that. And then we have Vixen, and we have Rudolph. So, here is Vixen started, and here is Rudolph started. And that is on, I believe, Parisian Gray. It's a 30 count linen from the Fat Quarter Shop. The next two are on Portobello Studio 30 count linen, also from the Fat Quarter Shop. So we have on here Prancer, and it would help if I could see Donner. So Donner and Prancer, and okay, this one I believe is Prancer. No, this one's got to be Donner. Donner, and that one is Prancer. Prancer's the white that I have so far. So, got those two, and then the last two in the series are Dancer. Okay. I messed up one. Which one was it? Was Donner and what's the name? Prancer. Prancer was the one. So this one is Dancer. Okay, Dancer and Cupid, Dasher. Dasher. So we have Dasher and Dancer. And I don't know if I can tell which one is which. Let's see. Based off of what I can see, if I can identify who is who. I think that this one is Dancer, and I believe that this one is Dasher. But we'll probably have to look back at those in a sec. And this one, these are both on the Grace Notes Fabrics in Greystone. Linen 28 count. So, that was the Christmas Eve Couriers, so that's a 3rd of November. Let's continue on. The next next set of things that I did was these both are on Lavender Fields by Grace Notes Fabrics. So I did letters from Nora, the letter T, and the other one is Gwen, one of the Bewitching Pixies patterns. The letter T I am totally converting, yay, because it's charted in crescent colors and I'm not doing it in crescent colors, I'm doing it in DMC. So, yep, that's where I am on T, and then I started the fence for Gwen. So, we've got a chunk of the fence done. So that's where those are. Let's see. The next one that I have. Ooh. I don't know. I'm not sure what fabric this is. Unknown. It's not attached. But I am doing, I believe this is the Rococo chair. No, this is Chippendale. So the Sitting Pretty collection Chippendale is what I'm doing. And Sleeping Snow Garden from the Winter Greenhouses one. So, Sleeping Snow Garden, I got a good chunk of that one done. And then on Chippendale, I got all of the blue finished. All of this particular blue is finished in that pattern. So that was fun. And then next, ooh, that was not happy. That belongs with that one. So the next one that I have is on a Picture This Plus Serene color 28. So I'm doing Angelique Tulip. And the Primrose Bridesmaid. So I have on the Angelique Tulip, I did convert that main color one to a DMC, and then that was the Angelique Tulip, and then this is what I have done on the Primrose. Which way is it? Yeah, I think that's right. Primrose. So those are started. The next one that I have that I started is this one, Miss Spider. So she's fluttering fashion and spiderweb, fabric flare spiderweb, and a chunk of her black done. This one's gonna be fun. So that's that one. Sea Witch is the next one that I started. So another Bewitching Pixies. And I'm doing this on Live and Die LA color chalkboard. It's a 32 count Laguna. And I don't know if you can see that, but in that center area, that's what I've gotten done. Ugh. The lighting for this video is going to be so bad. Oh well. Next we have Imperial Lady D. And that's what I got started on her. Another fabric flare piece. The next one that I have is Poppy from the Pixie Couture collection, and I'm doing this on a opalescent, and that's what I got done. Quite happy with that one. I then have in a Fiber on a Whim in Stream. I'm doing both the Sunrise Laguna Mermaid as well as K by Nora Corbett, Letters from Mermaids. This one I'm also doing a DMC conversion on. Because yeah, instead of using classic colorworks. And that's where I got on the Sunrise Laguna Mermaid, and this is as far as I've gotten on the K. So both of those. I think we're getting into stuff that you may have seen before. If you have and you don't want to stick around, feel free to skip. So this is, where's the name? Lily of the Valley. So Lily of the Valley, Nora Corbett. There we are. This is a fabric flare gray fairy dust. Helps when they print the name on there. Makes it much easier for me to remember. This is, I believe, Tesoro Mia. No, Sola Tua. One of the mermaids from Nora Corbett, and I'm doing a color conversion on her, so she will not be pink, she will be purple. That one, and then we have, I believe, Iris. Yes, Iris. And that's where I've gotten on her. And we've got just a couple more. We're almost done. We have Lily Pad Sprite, doing a color conversion on her. So, not the called form. And this is Fabric Flare, Snow on Agua. That's what we've got so far. Which one is this? Oh, Monkshood. So, Poison, Pixies, Monkshood, and ooh, and that's where I've gotten on her. I'm doing it on a Fiber on a Whim Earth. Appropriate. Then we got Beautiful. So this is one of the Borum Decorum ones. And that's the very small start that I have on that one. We have Anemone. Yeah, Anemone. And that's what I've gotten done on her. And the final one is Chaffinch. And that's where I've gotten. Got the button part of it done. So, all of my starts for November are there. And I think, yeah, as far as I know, that is all the stitching that I have done since the last time I've done this. Go me. We got through everything. As for plans, things that are coming up, I did buy the Bobble book from the Jingle Ball. If you're watching this and you're seeing me now after being there and having found out that I have a YouTube channel, welcome. I hope you're having fun watching all of the things that I did. And maybe I will enable you to get some things. Anyways, I did get the 2 Bobble books there, so I do want to start some of those. We'll see. I have one planned start, I think, this month. So I'm doing a start along, not a stitch along, a start along with Tessa Lynn. The Royal Holiday piece will start that. I have a couple of fabric choices that I need to make my decision on what color I want to put on it, but we'll start it on Christmas Day. So Royal Holiday by Mirabilia Designs. Nora Corbett also designed that. And yeah, that is the one thing that I know that I am rephrase. That is the one thing that I know that I'm starting for myself. I do have one other planned start. This one. So this is the last ornament that I have to start and finish before Christmas. Well, not before Christmas, because I'm not going to see my family Christmas Day. I will be seeing family the week after Christmas. So all of my presents and stuff have to be finished. All of my presents for people that I see later will have to be finished before I leave to go see them. So the week after Christmas is my deadlines for things. But hopefully I can get this done by next weekend. You will not be seeing that on my Instagram because I have family that follow me there, and so they would actually see things. As far as I know, they have not found or discovered or looked for my YouTube, so I am safe to inform about things here and show finishes and stuff. If this changes, we may have to change how we do this so that people do get surprised. But as of now, I don't think they'd watch this, and therefore I am safe to go ahead and show all these things. Anyways, so I have one brother left to start and finish. And I have a blanket for one baby to finish. I have to monogram that one. And I think I have a toy in it. So I have a toy in it, a blanket to monogram, 2 ornaments to finish stitching, and then I have to fully finish everything else, and then everyone else is getting bookmarks, so they're relatively easy to finish up. Yeah, so plans for me for the upcoming month, for the rest of the month. I am gonna film my whip parade. I'm thinking that might end up being my Christmas Day project. We'll see. Maybe. I want to work some more on both of my sweaters. Both of my sweaters I would like to be close to finished, if not finished by the next time. I have a planned start, the royal holiday. I have a couple of gifts to finish up. And other than that, I don't think I have any other plans for the rest of December. Now, January, I have some more things that are coming up. I have one or two. I have a SAL that I need to work on. A SAL to start in January, and then I don't know. So many plans, so many things to do. Isn't this fun? Yeah. So I think that is all the concrete stuff that I know that I'm doing. So yeah, next time, hopefully there will not be as many works in progress. Hopefully my whips, the whips that I go through will not be as long. Yeah, there's so many. Anyways, if you enjoyed this, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do. It's your choice. Sarcastic remarks are greatly appreciated in this neck of the woods. And I don't think I have anything else to say. So, goodbye. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Have a great week. And see you again whenever I put something out. Bye!